wouldn't have ever thought that I would want one or need one, or that I could even be someone who had one. You've come so far. Alright, hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Prue, or Prue LaRue, as I go by all my socials. And yes, the same makeup from Mecca. Different top. Did I trick you? I doubt it. So, what I wanted to do is, I've actually finally decided to make a book and write down ideas on like what I'd like to film about. It's very full, as you can see. But while I was doing that, a lot of videos have been coming out recently, and I'm well aware of Dramageddon. I'm well aware of like so many more. Like I've read all of Beauty Guru chatter, and I've even visited Guru Gossiper, which is just, you know, like those guys go in. Believe I'm well up to date on everything. But there's these new videos coming out about how much beauty influencers are getting paid, and the brand versus like influence versus the consumer, and how people are outraged at how much money they're making per video and everything. So I thought I would do things I blame YouTubers for making me want. So I actually didn't really know what YouTube, well, like I knew what YouTube was. I used to go on there and I would watch like music videos and like funny videos someone might send me, but I didn't go in and seek out anything. I didn't know there were all these people living this life on camera. It's only been within the last 2 years that I've been paying attention to YouTube, and I fell in love. I loved being able to learn so much stuff, and I loved being able to learn more about makeup, and I think that's where a lot of it came from. But I was also heavily influenced by the people that I was watching. And I wanted what they bought, because I thought if I bought it, then I could look like that, which isn't true. Because you can buy everything, but unless you know how to put it on, you can't. Like, you can't look that good. So I thought I have written a little list of things I blame YouTubers for wanting. So recently I put up a video of my beauty room tour, or vanity tour, and I never even knew this was a thing. I thought everyone left their makeup like in a bag underneath the sink, like bathroom sink, like my mom does. Yet now I know that the humidification from the bathroom can affect your makeup, so don't do that. But I never wanted a beauty room before. I never thought that was a thing. Who would have a room dedicated to beauty who's not a makeup artist? Like, why would you have that? And then I realized I could have that. I wanted one. And now I kind of have one. Though it is the guest room as well. And my wardrobe. It's, you know, but I absolutely love having this little space for beauty dedicated to it. And I love makeup, and I love what it's done for me. YouTube made me want a great camera. So watching everyone on YouTube, it really made me think about what I wanted to do and what I wanted to be. And like, you can tell that these people are living extravagant lives and they don't have any job outside of YouTube. And I was like, maybe if I got a great camera, I could be just as good. So I got a great camera. I looked at what a lot of my favorite YouTubers were using, and the Canon 80D came up quite frequently. I know that Kathleen Lights uses this one, and so does Angelica Nyquist. So after looking at what the cameras were using, and then looking further into the Canon 80D, I thought, yeah, look, I've kind of always wanted a camera, and why not get something? And my problem is that I like to get in the middle. I didn't want a full frame camera, because I didn't think I'd get enough use out of it. I didn't want the lower end camera because I think I would always want to try and push it that little bit further and want those extra features that the Canon 80D has. And I did, like, you can see I did do a lot of research into it. I looked at whether I wanted Canon, the Nikon, the Sony mirrorless, and I can do a video further on this about my camera choices, but I'm not a professional photographer. Got the camera, I then realized all the cool shit this camera could do that these YouTubers weren't doing with the camera, and then I got really into photography for about 3 to 6 months, and I still love photography. And it's only sort of been recently that I've kind of picked up like I did have attempts at YouTube last year, But I didn't have a camera. I just used like the iMac camera. And I didn't really like looking back, I wasn't that good at makeup then. And I'm not amazing now, but I'm a lot better. Remembering I didn't do this look. Then I got really into Peter McKinnon, and I just loved seeing what he was creating with his cameras and like photography and videography. And I was enjoying that creativity side of it, and now I'm slowly coming back to what I sort of originally had planned to use the camera for. But if it wasn't for YouTube, I would have never even thought about buying a camera. To be honest, I didn't actually know the Angelica had the Canon 80D until recently. Kathleen Light, she has it listed in her videos, and I know that I think Casey Neistat and Peter McKinnon both have vlogged on the Canon 80D, and they influenced me in their decision to buy this camera. Like, that's pretty much, I think it's about a $1,500 camera that people on YouTube influenced me to buy, that I would have never even thought to look at otherwise. If it wasn't for YouTubers, I would have never known really what a ring light was. Buying one actually was a lot harder than I thought. And I have the Louver and Light one, and I don't really like it. And I'm planning to do a review, but it just takes a little bit more work. So I've got some of it filmed, and I need to film some more and go through it all, like the whole process. But if it wasn't for watching all these YouTubers, I wouldn't have even thought that a ring light was a thing. And random side note, did you know that that light in my eyes currently is called a catch light, and is meant to make my eyes look more attractive? And some people really like it. I actually didn't like it, and I thought it looked stupid because you can tell what kind of light I have. If you look at someone's eyes, you can see I've just got one ring light on, so I just have one circle. But if I were to have the other boxes here, you would see two boxes on either side of it as well. And that's how you can tell what someone's lighting setup is, and that entertains me endlessly, to be honest. Wouldn't have ever thought that I would want one or need one, or that I could even be someone who had one. The Dyson hairdryer. I haven't bought this, but I desperately want it. I've seen Brad Mondo using it and talking about it, and Tati, can I just say Tatiana? Tati. Do I say it like an English person? Tati. I've seen her talking about it extensively, and they've both made me want it. The price has put me off, so I haven't bought it yet. But if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't even know that it was something that I wanted. The stupid face roller thing that Howdy uses all the time, that must be good, I guess. I've spent more time pondering this. I'm not as into it as I was, but I wouldn't even know that was a thing or how to use it if it wasn't for YouTubers. The Clarisonic, that is huge on YouTube. ShanXO, she uses the Vanity Planet one, which at least is a little bit more, like, less expensive on your pocket. I bought the cheap one from Howdy. It was like 20 bucks, and I realized I don't like it. I don't like washing my face like that. But if I hadn't tried something like a cheaper version of it, I would have bought it like a $200 device and probably just use it every now and again. I know people do love it and they do swear about it, but I don't think I'd even really have any clue what that was if it wasn't for YouTubers. So if you see my vanity video, you'll see there's my mirror that I wired up. I would have never wanted that if it wasn't for watching people apply their makeup and seeing how much lighting affected it. And I wouldn't have even thought to want all of this if it wasn't for YouTubers. And for me, that's the effect that they have. I think you have to be a savvy consumer if you're going to believe one person's opinion. Like, if I'm spending a lot of money on something, I would never believe just one person's opinion. I watch a multitude of, I would go to many different people and ask their opinions. And that's what I did when I bought the camera. I was asking everyone that I knew about cameras. I was asking a lot of people about cameras and getting their opinions in real life as well as like on YouTube. I'm watching lots of reviews, comparisons, reading them on blogs, and going through that path. Because to me, if you're investing something like investing in something, I want to make sure I'm going to be happy with it. And I think that's something that we have to do as a consumer, because I don't think I can call myself a beauty influencer. But as a consumer, you have to be smart with listening to what people are trying to sell to you. And I know that I've gone down the hype train with makeup, and I've bought stuff based off recommendations. Nowadays, I find myself more picking apart what they're recommending to me. And I'm looking for the stuff that people are frequently using. And I'm looking for stuff that different users, like different influencers, are using over a different platform. While I do have enough lash glue, I watched Raw Beauty Christie's Get Ready With Me this morning, and she mentioned how much she likes the Duo lash glue. And I was like, you know what? Lots of people say it's good. I do like the black one. It's just that I smear it everywhere. So I think it's time I bought it. And it's in little ways like that the influencers influence me to purchase something. Their advertising is so subtle, and it is really hard to be able to pick it apart and to know what's true and what's not true. And it's very difficult to know what someone else has gotten for free and what someone's got for, like, it went out and purchased. Or if they purchased it just for a review. Or did they purchase it because, like, everyone wanted them to review it? Is that actually someone that you want to review it? Someone that didn't want to buy something, but you asked them to review it, so they've bought it. Did they want the product in the first place? No. If they did, they would have bought it. So you've really got to be careful with what you buy. And I think the best thing to do is to check up the hashtags on the palettes you're looking at, on the makeup you're looking at, and like on Instagram, and see what looks that are coming out with it. See what you can create in your palette, like in your, like, I'm an eyeshadow junkie, and this is what's curved my purchasing of palettes, and that is looking at the hashtags of that palette, looking at the eye looks that people on Instagram are creating, what's in the top explorer, what's in the most recent, and going through them and seeing if those eye looks that I want to create, or is it just the colors of the palette that are calling my name. And that's really helped curb some of my purchases so far. And just not getting as hyped up when something new comes out. Though now I have different things that make me buy things. But when you're buying something, you want to make sure you get as much different opinions as possible. You can't just trust one person. And at the same time, it's very difficult, because I remember when Naked Heat came out and everyone loved Naked Heat. And now people are like, oh, it just kind of blends into one. Well, what is it? Like, so it's just very difficult to know who to trust. And I think the best thing you can do is to try and add to the sources of information that you're using to purchase anything. And it's sad, really, isn't it? I wish I had something better to say than that, but I don't. I don't know how we can trust beauty influencers. And, like, can you even trust my opinions? I feel like I can't come up with an opinion because I've not actually used any of my collection enough to really like it. And it's only when I actually sit down to really think about it on camera that I notice different things. So when I was using it before, I would just be happy to go on. But now I will apply it, and then I might come back 13 hours later and see what it looks like. And things are fading, and I'm noticing, and that's ruining it. But if you're an everyday consumer, does that bother you? Most people know. So what is this expectation? And, like, if someone can't just pick up a palette after using many different palettes and decide if it's good or bad, then what's the point? And, like, who to film, like, and this is one thing I've been really thinking about, for me to sit down and film the, like, 3 shadows, 1 palette looks takes me quite a long time. So my Subculture one, I think I did that over a week, and it's really time consuming. So it's hard to know. And even then, like, I love Subculture. I love it because of its colour theory. So even if it disappoints me in a shade, I still like it. It's not it's very difficult because the things I would like are different. And so to me, the best way that anyone can help you purchase something, or you can get advice, is for you to think about what colours you like to wear, what products matter to you, and then ask people. And, you know, ask your favourite YouTubers, put it down in the comments, ask on Instagram, have those conversations with people. And from that you can figure out. And like a lot of my friends come to me nowadays when they want something specific and I can point someone in the right direction. Like I had a huge discussion with the lovely Lauren, if you ever watch this, about lip scrubs. And, you know, I had one of the spare Jeffree Star ones around. I was like, I'm never going to get to this. And it's pumpkin spice. So I'm sorry, it doesn't smell the best. Luckily, she's easily pleased. And gave that to her for her to try out. And so ask the people that you like to get advice from, or that you admire how they're applying their makeup, what they think. And realistically, a lot of the people who are a smaller influencer are more than happy to spend the time. Per se, one girl DM'd me after I posted up a story of my Morphe haul and asked me, like, can you let me know, like, you know, what are the lashes like that you bought, because they were $4. And I was like, I'm sorry, I haven't got the haul yet. As soon as I get it and try them, I'll let you know. So as soon as I did, when I got a moment after that, I messaged her and was like, here they are after I used them. And they were like, you know, they're really nice. I like them, they're lashes. And she was surprised I remembered. But that's what a smaller influencer will do. Or like, I'm not an influencer. But a smaller Instagrammer, who are just passionate about makeup, are more than happy to share any of their experiences with you, and they're happy to talk to you about makeup, because a lot of the times, and I know this is for me, someone's starting a makeup Instagram or they're starting a makeup YouTube because they love makeup so much and there's no one in their life who loves it as much as they do. So it's just somewhere to let it loose, to let it out, which is what I feel like I need to do all the time. So I hope any of those ramblings resonate with you. I'm not sure. And all I know is that with all the videos come out, I feel so overwhelmed and I feel so confused. I followed so many of these people. And like, you know, yeah, we all knew, welcome back to my video, Nicole would say that everything was great, but at least you knew she would say everything was great, and you knew you would see those swatches, those eye looks, you'd see them ASAP. As soon as she got that PR package, she was trying everything on. And that's one of the things I love about her channel. Even if everything's amazing, you still got to see it on the channel and you saw it really quickly. Oh gosh, is it Nicole Guerrero? No, it's not Nicole, is it? I have to look it up now, sorry. With Nicole Concilio, that even though she loves every product and everything, once you get to know and watch someone regularly, you sort of get a feel for what their content is. And I mean, I have that problem. I love most things I try. And a lot of things, like, they swatch different and they apply. There's so many different layers, like you might just use a product differently than someone else. But with Nicole's channel, you know that she may love everything, but you're also getting the benefit of the fact that as soon as she gets that PR package, she sits down and films a video, which is just amazing. I think she has slowed down recently. So it's just a very difficult spot that I think we're all in trying to figure out where to go next. I think my video demonstrates how watching these people can really influence the way you think about your life and the way you think about the things you need, and how that can impact your purchases in your everyday life. So even though an influencer's influenced me to buy something, I didn't use a code or anything, so it doesn't impact them, but it helps that industry. So it's really hard to know what the right track to go is. But ultimately, a YouTuber that you trust is the best advertising there is. And luckily with makeup, it realistically is hard to be it's hard to be a bad makeup product. And you can pretty much make anything work. So it's an interesting world. I'm interested to see how it goes, and ultimately I feel confused and overwhelmed by all the drama and all these opinions that are coming out from everywhere. And I just love makeup. I like the happy side of it. And I love my beauty room. And I love my ring light. I love my camera. I love these things that I've bought because of influencers. What a funny thing to say. You know, it's just one of those things. Anyway, I hope this was at least a little bit interesting and you're still here. I really just wanted to absolutely say thank you to Julie and Phoenix for leaving those lovely comments on my YouTube. You guys were so sweet. I really appreciated it and just warmed my heart. I hope you're still here, still watching. Thank you.